But I keep on smiling, cause I got a perfect hiding. I've been searching the solution, and it's not a revolution. The passion that will free us was hidden in plain sight. There will time. And you know summer is made for love. Winter is the perfect time for Godland. Spring and fall are so romantic, right? But when we feel the things are crazy, we stay at home, we're making babies. And we stay home, we're making babies all night. Let have your eyes, my laughter and your smile. She'll be running like a devil, he'll be posing as a rebel. We'll teach him how to dance and then we go to France for a while. We'll be traveling the globe in the latest stations, moving like a magnet from the 80s. Making friends with some millions, camping on volcanoes, taking random shots of the world. And you know summer is made for love. Winter is the perfect time for Godland. Spring and fall are so romantic, right? And when we feel things are crazy, staying home, making babies. We stay at home, making babies all night. You know summer is made for loving. Winter is the perfect time for cuddling. And spring and fall are so romantic, right? So when we feel the things are crazy, we stay home, making babies. So we stay home, making babies all night.
How's it, everybody? And welcome to the Daily Pidgin Podcast. My name is Andy Bumatai,
And I'm James Money.
and we have a special guest here today, James.
Sweet.
Madstater,
Nice.
right? We call her our Laverne and Shirley spinoff. She was a Hamajang ganger here. In fact, there she is right there. Let's say, how's it? Hi, Madstater. See you in just a little bit, okay? We're going to bring her in at the bottom of the hour, and she's going to talk about her journey of starting her own podcast or online show, and which, I guess over the last year and a half or something. We'll talk to her about that and what she went through. But let's say hi to a few people. Yeah, there we saw Rick S. There's Legit Biscuit. How's it, Paulani? Aloha no. There we go. Let's go to this shot so our names don't cover up the people like Barakap. Oh, you. Okay. And there's Jennifer J. Brock. Aloha no, Gengi. And we have some announcements, by the way, to make. We'll do that in just a bit. And we're going to be talking about how we'll be shooting the show starting next week to be on television.
Hey.
Right. And plenty of people going to have the 52-inch widescreen for fit you on, bro.
I was gonna say I better lose some weight because I hear that the TV camera adds some weight to you.
Nah, I don't know. You think that's the truth? How's it? I watch 45. And it's funny. Hey, LinkedIn user, how are you? Somebody watching on LinkedIn. Me and you, bugger. Thank you so much. We broadcast, by the way, on 8 platforms. Tell them what they are there so I can concentrate on this.
I know that they are on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not Instagram. Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah.
YouTube.
There you go.
Twitch. LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Let's see. Three
What
more.
what it is on YouTube we have 2 channels.
Oh.
Right.
So you got that twice.
On Facebook we're on 3.
Oh, there you go.
So we're on Andrew Bumatai, Andy Bumatai, and the and the Daily Pidgin Live user group.
And that's the one where when they comment
Yeah.
through the user group, it shows up as Facebook user.
Well, and if they didn't opt in so that I can use their name, because Facebook is guarded of that sort of thing when anyone else wants your info.
Well, if they pay the right price, Facebook will give it up.
Yeah, here's Pualani saying, "Oh, look, I'm on Twitch." Yeah, we can tell. If you look at the little icon in the bottom left-hand corner of anybody's comment, you can tell where they are. Like, take for instance, Tikawa is on Devin is on YouTube there. And look, DJ Don from Muina. How you, brother? There he is, right here. There we go. Put him in the middle. See us right there. Yeah, and he's on Twitch. Check him out, Don Famuina on Twitch. He plays music, brings in other guests, does Wisdom Wednesdays.
Oh,
Gotta give brother a follow. Huh? Look here, Chiguire X right here. You're on Twitch. Give Don Famuina a follow, okay? He would appreciate that. And Don says, "Hey, how's it, James? Hey, talo fasole."
hey.
Sean C. Mahalo. And he's in California.
California.
Yeah,
Reaching out to people.
right. Get that bowler head guy off. No, we're going to put him on and leave him there. Let's bug him a little bit right there. See, now he get hair, right? This is when bowler head was kind of in, right?
But at least he has a nice shape, bald head.
Some
I
guys-
don't. That's why I wear a hat when I cut my hair short.
Oh, you can
My hair goes off a little bit. I got a cone-shaped head.
You watch too much Saturday Night Live. That's why.
Well, actually, my dad hit me in the head with the bat. Not like he was trying to murder me, but
Yeah.
just a little tap. But it was enough to change the shape of my head.
He must have hit you really early in your life. Okay. There we go. He's talking about his bullet head. Yeah, okay. So, by the way, I was not able to find a weather video for people. Okay,
Miss
so
Justin.
we're gonna have to go old school here. Okay, hold on. Hey Google, what's the weather in Honolulu?
Right now in Honolulu, it's 79 degrees and sunny. Today, it'll be cloudy with a forecasted high of 80 and a low of 71.
At least she gives definite. It's going to be cloudy.
Oh, I knew you were gonna jump on that.
Not chance of clouds.
Oh no!
Partly cloudy. She's saying it's going to be cloudy.
I think we know James's button, right? Oh look, Sasa with the cricket bat. Oh no! Watch out!
Yeah.
Hey, Hermie. Wait, hold on. I gotta. No stuff's not like work. Gone funny. I like talk to my girlfriend from Kansas right there. How's it, Hermie? Okay, Thomas the Turtle in the holiday. Nice Aloha shirts. Oh yeah, we're rocking. This is I call it my blurry shirt. Because certain parts of it are blurry. He goes, bro, you gotta focus your camera on. Oh, that's how it was. Last time I checked was 77. That bugger was windy. Yes, the wind blew down the fence I'm trying to repair, so I'm actually happy, Hey, in Honolulu, there will be a chance of weather.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh, Brian R. Hey, how's it, Andy and James and Hamajang Gang, Ashray Gang, By the way, for those of you who don't know, we call the chat the Hamajang Gang. Hamajang is Hawaiian Pidgin for all bus up,
Any kind.
mix up, any kind. Take your sock drawer, throw it on the ground, Hamajang.
Yeah.
That's right.
Don't sort it out. Just,
Don't sort it.
yeah.
You want to be Hamajang, right? There we go. Hey, Papi Cheney in the Holly. Aloha no. Driving home from work. Happy Friday. Okay, don't text, okay, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you're driving and I'm seeing your text. I hope you're using the text the show.
Yeah. Hands-free.
Hands-free right there. Hi, Darlene. Saying hi to Madstater. Oh, What's the matter, Madstater? Where Guy Haugie? Nah, Guy Haugie. Yeah. Usually I had one of him, but guess what? I couldn't find it. I know. And people, I'm going. Maybe I'll just show the same weather.
Yeah. Just change the date.
No, don't even do that. Okay, now let's look at the weather and just Justin Cruz doing the same exact weather. People going, "Wow, that's the same one." Yeah, it's still good.
Yeah, it's the same. Plus, it's accurate. It's still a chance of anything happening.
There's still a chance of, as Madstater says, weather.
Yeah.
But I do have some news programs that I want to play for you. Okay. One of them, the saga of the boulders, right? We have the boulder saga, right? One, I guess two went through a house, but in Waimea, right, the boulders are rolling onto the street, and some of the cars, and it's happening late at night, and some of the cars are like, whoa, close call kind, and isn't it great that they weren't doing that during the eddy when the place was packed?
Yeah, that would have, even if it happened and it blocked the road and people tried to get to the eddy, man, that would have been hectic.
Well, it's right there,
Yeah.
kind of right there where it is. But what I'm saying is that there would have been bumper to bumper traffic right there and these things. But anyway, they're dealing with it. And here is the news program about them.
The area of the rockfall near Waimea Bay has now been declared an emergency traffic zone. The Department of Transportation issued the declaration, which allows the state to speed up the process of working on the
right
area.
there where they are,
but that
right?
means prolonged lane closures and slowdowns for residents in the area. Despite this, residents are appreciative of the work being done.
It gets backed up quite a ways, and you have to wait, and then they do like 30 minutes, and then they let one lane go, and then yeah, so it's a pretty
30
big inconvenience if you need to get to like town from here. You have to go the long way, like the east side, which takes a lot longer. Thanks for keeping us safe, really. Yeah,
I think they're doing the best they can, and we appreciate them coming out checking it, because it's been going on for the last few weeks pretty heavily, and the rocks are just going to be more dangerous if
Covering the
nothing
girl's
happens.
face.
DOT says construction
I
will
should've
take
been
about
moving
2
my mouth
months.
so it
It
looked like
plans
I
to
was
close
doing
one
things.
lane in either direction for 18 days for the drilling and pouring of cement posts. The Department of Transportation released the top 10 rockfall hazard areas.
Eddie would ride
Number
the
1
kind
being
bulldog.
Kamehameha Highway, parts of Hawaii Belt Road on the Big Island take up spots 2, 3, and
this.
5.
These are-
Kohio
hey,
Highway
Papi
on
Cheney has
Kauai is ranked
gifted a
4th.
sub,
The only
too.
spot on Maui listed is
couldn't see
Hono'o Pi'ilani Highway at number 7.
There we go. So that's the boulder update, okay, folks. So boulders are in the news. It's kind of like when Ethan Famuina, thank you for cheering the 200 biddies, brah. Mean you bugger. Thank you. That's a Twitch thing. When you cheer on Twitch, it's bits, and we call them biddies.
I like that you're teaching me. I like that you're teaching me about Twitch stuff. Because the age difference and I'm learning about Twitch.
I'm sorry. Are you familiar with Twitch? You're all over
A
Twitch.
little bit. No, I mean
okay.
I'm not.
Oh.
It just seems like if you look at it, it's like, shouldn't I be teaching you about Twitch?
You know what? It's funny because when we first went to Twitch, the Hammerjang gang and us, everybody went, "No, that's for a bunch of kids." I said, "Well, you know what? We're going to dominate, right?" And
see it.
certainly our presence is now known.
I see it.
Look, Darlene says, we're lucky we, in the last 2 snowfalls, had hardly any snow here. Oh, that's a good thing, I guess, right? And there's Wild Willie, the original this. See how we're picture match. Look, right there, she's the original this. Ah, I know, so funny. But, I realized the other day that we kind of have our own language, the Hammerjang gang.
Oh, in the chat.
Well, yeah, we're like the original Deus and, release the dolphins and
That's what I'm learning as I'm watching you interact with your chat group, the Hammerjang gang. I'm learning.
there we oh, thank you, Thomas the Turtle. And coming from you, bro, because I know you on streamer also. Woo. I miss all you guys. Yeah, Wild Willie has to work. By the way, maybe I should be making some of these announcements I've been teasing a little bit. We're a little bit into the show. So basically, here's what's happening, gang. We've been approached by a fledgling cable station, KKAI 50, which is a cable television station here in Hawaii. Okay, and they saw the show, liked it, right, and said, "Hey, how about taking the show and putting it on TV?" Right? And I said, "Well, how do you see that working?" He says, "Well, you shoot the show, and then afterwards, I know you have copies of them. Edit out enough time to." Oh, there's Augie calling me. Why is Augie calling me during the show? He knows. But anyway, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that, edit out the show, and then, why is he's being very persistent? Maybe I should take his call. Oh no, I can't because my phone is a camera. I'll text him here. But anyway, so we're going to television starting on March 6th. Okay, now this is the hard part. We'll be on television 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So to do that, we have to do this show 5 days a week.
It's like a full-time job.
Yeah, I hope you're. Good thing neither of us are working. Thank you, C. Honda, for subscribing. A moderator subscribing. That's awesome. So that means, hey, Nani Aloha, thank you for the 300 biddies. What's going on? Let me go to Twitch and make sure something's not going on here. Oop. Oh yeah, look, we got a hype train happening on Twitch. Level 1, 94% mean. Nice. Thank you, C. Honda, for the 200 biddies. So here's the deal. This is Friday. Starting next Monday, we'll be doing 5 days a week, and the time of this show is going to change. E kalamai, sorry, you guys. I know a lot of people, oh man, I cannot keep up. But to pull this off, we'll be broadcasting the Daily Pidgin Live at 3 p.m., okay? Hey, Bobby Tsunami, mahalo for the 300 bits. Thanks, you. So, short recap, Thomas the Turtle, 300. Thanks, brah. Appreciate it. Going to television, channel 50, and then in Las Vegas, we'll be on channel 25 every Sunday.
Oh, nice.
In Hawaii, okay, we'll be on from 7 to 8 p.m. every night on channel 50. Channel 50, by the way, is in about 98% of the homes in Hawaii. In Vegas, channel 25, Sundays from 7 to 8 p.m.
Wow, prime time.
Yeah. Okay.
Man.
Yeah. So, and again, these are smaller stations, but hey, seeds grow, bro.
Yes.
That's how I feel about it. So, adjust your calendars. And thank you, Madstater. I don't know if you saw her last show, right? She was saying, oh, hey, I'm on at a certain time, but if Andy wants to do a show when I'm on, I'll move my show,
Nice.
which is what's going to happen. And we'll talk to her about that when she's on at the bottom of the hour here. That's about 15 minutes from now. There we go, right? So here, look, 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Yeah, thank you, Devin. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 8 p.m. on the East Coast. See what I'm doing there with the times?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're not sure Augie will be able to do Mondays. Okay, I don't know if that's why he's calling me, but James will be here on the days that Augie isn't. So get used to seeing this configuration. Ta-da! There we go. I'm gonna let me text Augie here real quick. Okay.
Yeah. It's good because a lot of the people that are in the chat are saying that whether they're driving home or they're on their way home. So when we change the time, they'll be home.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. So they'll be able to enjoy the show that we record for TV, still in the same places they can see it now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just 2
Now,
hours later.
The difference will be that us and the Hamajang gang, right, will be making a TV show. So what's going to happen is this is how it works. You have to do 5 segments when you shoot television because there has to be commercials in between those segments, right? So there's 5 segments that are 8 minutes long, and the last one, number 6, is 6:30. So gang, get used to us, James and I, doing this. Okay, welcome to the show. And then after 8 minutes going, and we'll be right back after this. But we stay on.
Yeah. If you're watching the recording of the TV show, we'll still be on.
Right. And when you watch it on the internet or you go to YouTube or any of the places where you watch the videos, then it'll say, oh, what happened? I heard a ding. Oh, here, that's Nani. Wait, hold on. Nani says something. Konishki in the chat. Oh, where did I miss him? Where is he? Where? Oh, hey, Kamaka Brown in the chat too. How's it, Kamaka? Brah, that's our correspondent from. And there's Peter K. He and I are going to be talking about some other stuff. He and I go back to the Mono Innovation Center, dinosaur back in the Jurassic, when this guy was on the cover of Honolulu Business, and what was it? Success before 30 or something, Peter? Yeah, right there. Okay, let me see. I'm letting the chat get by. Maybe I should get you a mouse so you can, you can do it too. But anyway, Konishiki, I never see your avatar, but bro, thanks for coming in from Japan. Were you a sumo fan?
Yes, and it started with Konishiki. Because of seeing him and knowing that, hey, it's one of my people doing well in a sport that it was him and then Chad Rowan, so Akebono, and then Musashi Maru.
Yeah. Before 40. Okay, sorry, Peter.
Yeah. So it was watching them, dominate the sport. And they showed it on TV a lot back, when I was growing up. And I miss it. I see it once in a while, but it's usually on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
But as an offensive lineman and an offensive line coach at Aya High School, I still love watching sumo. It's almost the same.
And you know what? There's that new guy, I want to say Yamamoto or something. He's real skinny. I mean, if he dressed in a suit and walked down the street, you wouldn't think he was a sumo wrestler, but he's super agile and he's doing well. I forget his name.
I gotta look that guy up then.
Yeah. But a lot of people are going, hey, you know what? That's not sumo. Come on, bro.
Being skinny?
Yeah.
Or what?
Being skinny.
Oh.
They're thinking, he's putting up with heat because he's just a...
Oh, he's not going to push the guys out. He's dodging, basically.
Well, he connects, but his whole technique is different because he doesn't have the weight.
Yeah. I think they had a guy back in Konishiki days, or maybe a little after Konishiki, Terao, I think was his name. He was a smaller guy, and he would do a lot of that ole, that he'd come charging, and then he'll move out of the way and just have you fall.
Yeah, that's he does that a lot.
Yeah.
What's Nani saying here? Hey, I hung his chat at the top of the chat. Oh, I don't see that because I'm not, anyway, Nani took Konishki's chat and she can, highlight a chat and leave it up there so everybody know.
But we don't see it here.
We don't see it here, but, we like name drop.
Yeah. Well, he's a big time dude.
Hey, I understand in Japan, he's like a god.
Oh, I'm sure. I can see why. I mean,
sumo wrestlers already, right?
Yeah.
But he had a children's TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really popular. You ever seen him when he color his hair and then he's a funny guy.
Right. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you gotta check that out.
Well, it's funny because when I was working Roberts Hawaii and picking up Japanese national tourists and taking them to the hotel, and they would see my size, and then I would every now and then go, "Oh yeah, Musashi Maru's my cousin," and they go, "Oh, Musashi Maru," and then they would take pictures with me, and
No, you and
I wouldn't charge them for it, but just
did you correct them?
I would. Well, they didn't speak English, and I didn't speak. So I would just say, "Oh, Musashi Maru," I would say my cousin, but I don't know if they understood what that meant. But and I was 20 years old, so I was stupid then.
Well, when you're doing that escort thing, you're doing everything you can just to communicate. A lot of times with a whole busload of people who speak the different language.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which, by the way, is one of the weirdest shows I ever did. You know, when I worked the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, right? They would book tours in there, right? One night they booked Japanese tourists, the whole thing, right? Now we had Loretta Oblis and Kanoi Kameheiva, dancing and singing, and they were the opening act.
Which is universal.
They loved that stuff. Then I come on as a comic afterwards and sit there. And the thing about it is, Japanese so polite.
Yes.
They just sit there 45 minutes like performing for an oil painting. Exactly. And anyway, you ever notice when, okay, thank you, I gotta go. Oh, just, not one complaint, not one anything.
And you did the whole 45.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
One of the lines was, well, I guess I picked the wrong day to shoot my Showtime special.
Which would have killed if we were there.
If anyone spoke English. Not that kind of escort. Kevin Fraser.
How do you know? Maybe I did that kind of escort.
You did a lot of things. I was watching the rerun of the show we did last time, right? And you said you did, what was it, customer support? Or
IT help desk.
IT. So who was that for, and what kind of questions you get asked?
So it was for Kaiser Permanente. It was in-house. So it was national, though. So I would get calls from doctors or nurses, and, hey, something's wrong with my computer. And either I fix it remotely, or I write a ticket for somebody because I would get calls from Atlanta, from Northern California, Southern California, and I would just write a ticket to have somebody go and fix it.
Well,
yeah.
And so you were an IT guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at your equipment. I'm like, and you're explaining it to me, and I'm being like, Japanese person being polite.
But you could build all this stuff yourself.
No, probably not. Because,
okay.
Yeah, but I.
But you understand it.
Yeah.
You understand it.
Yeah.
That when people ask about what I do, I said, you know what, man, I know just enough to work it. It's like a guy who drives a car but couldn't change a spark plug.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm hanging on by my fingernails mostly with most of the stuff I do, and I'm good at connecting it. Plus, I think the trick is you gotta like puzzles.
Yes, and I do too. And I found out last night another comedian in our scene does the same thing. I thought I was like the only weird person. I'll do like crossword puzzles when I want to get my mind into writing, and it's just to get my brain rolling. And Michael Madsen, a comedian in our scene, he says he does puzzles and play chess. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I don't play chess, but I get the puzzles. I get it. Where you're trying to figure out how to solve. Yeah. Whether the crowd is a certain way, and you try to figure out how to solve this. And there's another way for me to tell my joke that'll reach these people, and that's the puzzle for me. It's like I do jokes about being Samoan, being large. Mm-hmm. I go in front of this crowd. How can I make this funny for these people? So that's the puzzle that I'm always.
But you know what? It's interesting. The same joke with a different crowd is a different puzzle.
Yeah.
And
last night, I didn't get the roars. And it was an open mic. I didn't get the roars that I get from other places, but the people were laughing. Yeah. I had to drive it more and push it more into their face, and for them to actually pull out the last. It didn't help. I went first.
Yes, James, you were an inspiration to start doing comedy. Andy, what would your advice be for someone who is considering doing stand-up? Well, first of all, understand that the person who does it the most is usually the best. It's like pool, right? The person who plays the most pool is usually the best pool player. So if you want to be a stand-up comic, play a lot of pool. No, wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work out.
No, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. I lost it there for a second, James. Help me. Save me.
So, when he says pool, he's talking about swimming pool.
No, but you know what, man? The trick with stand-up, and again, this, we could do a whole hour on...
Hours.
On what you should do. But it was best said, and I wish I was the first one to say it, and that was, don't say funny things, say things funny. That is the when you break that code, you go, oh, okay, I get it, And in fact, I was talking to somebody the other day on the phone, and he goes, yeah, I could be on your show, and then he starts telling me like jokes, and I went, bro.
Yeah, it's funny. So my sister, my oldest sister, Rona, who she always comes into the chat room every now and then.
I see her.
So you should try this. And then her husband too. I love them both. Paul does it too. He goes, you should try this. You should try this. And I say, before you give me advice on this thing that I love and that I do, which is stand-up comedy, I want you to start your sentence with, through my experience. And then tell me what you have. So it's so funny because so she starts to tell me something. She goes, oh, yeah. Through my experience, never mind. She goes, never mind. Like, yes.
Well, and that's why, like last night, you went to the Stand Up Honolulu, right? And there were people there, open mic night, and some people from the audience went, hey, I can get up there and did that. Yeah. Tell me how that went.
Not too good. First of all, they were way too drunk. Like, it's weird. They came in and they look tipsy. So they must have got drunk, like they were just like on the border of being drunk. By the time they went up, the woman, the host asked, said the woman's name, she didn't come up. The husband comes up and he goes, oh, my wife is just too wasted right now. And this is it. He's just standing there going, woo. And it's like maybe 30 seconds. He goes,
thank you.
Thank you. And walks out, and they both leave, and she's out puking in the parking lot.
Right. And in the comedy world, that's known as a career. By the way, Nani's reminding me that Don wants to know who my inspirations were. Well, it's weird, my mom was a comedy fan, right? And she used to buy like Rusty Warren albums and Lenny Bruce and Dick Gregory. And I didn't understand it as a little kid. But back in those days, they would buy a record, play that record, and everyone would sit in the living room and listen to it together, right? Mr. Morrow fan, hey, thank you for following, right? So what happened was I saw them, and I'm going, I want to be that guy who talks and brings so much joy to all these other people. So I started, and then when I could understand it, the first influence, it feels weird to say now, but that was Bill Cosby. And in 5th grade, I actually played a Bill Cosby album and pantomimed the words. And it, everybody laughed, and I went, oh. So the next show and tell, I memorized a certain bit, and then I did that. Why is there air, right? Noah. If I remember those bits, so that's what it is, right?
That's funny because it's similar with me. For me, it was the first time I saw stand-up. My older sister was watching your High School Days. So watching your set, and then from there watching my other sister, like the British humor, my sister Dorothy. So she exposed me to Benny Hill.
Yeah, Benny Hill.
So I started watching Benny Hill, and then Eddie Murphy started to come up, and I started to recite Eddie Murphy jokes. Delirious was his biggest thing.
Oh
at
yeah,
the time.
I remember that.
And
Ugh,
the ice
But that
cream.
didn't have but didn't that have the language?
So we were one of the houses in our apartment building that had back then HBO was only one channel.
No, I mean
So,
bad language. Didn't
yeah.
he swear through Delirious?
Yeah.
By the way, Madstater, it's way past the bottom of the hour. So let me know when you try to come in. Okay, I have it up and we're ready. For Madstater. You know, and question for both. Hey, Don, what? Oh, there she is. There she is. Let me bring in it. Top 3 comedians. You know what? To me, comedians are like ice cream. You know, everyone likes the different flavor. I like Bill Burr. I like, you know, but and a lot of the older guys. But you know,
It's just too many
Hicks.
to name.
Well, yeah, but you know, Bill Burr, Hicks, who passed away, and Elaine Boozler.
Oh,
You know, she's always been on the top of my list. Okay, let me bring in Madstater here. Let's see if we can bring her in. There she is. Okay, I'm gonna assign her to guest 1, and then we're gonna solo her. And if I did everything correctly, she should be right here.
hey. Should ask her who
Here
her
we
favorite
are.
comedians are.
Do you have a
Is
favorite
everything
comedian?
working?
Molly, do you have a favorite comedian?
You know, I think my favorite comedian right now is Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, there you
Fluffy.
go, Fluffy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Loves the Volkswagen microbus.
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes, he
He
does.
does.
He's a huge fan of the V-dubs.
Right, right. So, ladies and gentlemen, by way of introduction, Molly is you don't mind me calling you Molly. I keep using your real name.
Oh, it's fine. I am who I am.
Yes. Madstater is on Twitch. She has her own show, and she puts the VODs or video on demand on YouTube about 24 hours later. And she started as one of the Hamajang gang over here, right? You know, as one of the OG. And then we call her our Laverne and Shirley spinoff because she went off on
Yep.
and has done her own things. And as of late, is multicasting.
Yes, that was a huge hurdle. That was a huge hurdle to actually finally get to that point. And so actually the YouTube videos are showing up quicker than 24 hours because I am streaming on YouTube as well. It well, it's already up there, I guess. Once it's done, it's there. So so you don't even have to wait 24 hours anymore. As of last Wednesday, things changed and it's there right away.
Look Thomas the Turtle picked up on the turtle. There we go.
Absolutely. I always got this Honu from K-Man. Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, I got it from you, Andy. Back when, do you remember when we
Yes.
were doing
Well,
the
the
bidding?
donations, the bidding thing, but you did get it from Kamala Man because he donated all this jewelry, and then
True.
we auctioned it off, and then we sent that money to the Cancer Foundation people on Maui, right?
Yep,
But what I
exactly.
wanted to talk to you about, and I thought would be inspirational for anyone thinking about doing what you did. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey? Like, you know, how hard was it to finally launch?
It was hard because I don't know anything about this tech. And I mean, I know a little bit now, but when I started, you know, I started so ignorantly that I didn't even know what it was I didn't know, let alone how to look up what I needed to know to learn to do it. So YouTube and there's a million different ways you can do things and stuff. And so, you know, you go online for tutorials and someone tells you one way, someone tells you a different way. And so my biggest hurdle was actually was figuring out separate streaming software, how to even use that and set that up. And then like And then, you're putting the cart before the horse. You're thinking overlays and this and that. And I didn't even know what an overlay was, but all the tutorials kept talking about it and made me think I needed it.
Seattle.
Finally, actually, pardon, what?
No, I'm answering Kevin. Can you when I put something up like this? Can you see that? For
Oh yeah, I
Kevin
can.
Fraser.
Oh, Kevin, I'm in the Seattle area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I'm
So
sorry.
so yeah, you've got all these layers of things, and some of it you do need to learn, and some of it isn't that important. And so trying to parse that out is a whole different thing. And then the cherry on top was I went to go learn all this. Well, the streaming software that I was using right before I decided to jump in,
Mm-hmm.
it had changed. They had done a huge update. So all of the YouTube tutorials in regards to this one particular set of software was essentially out of date, because they would be like, "Oh, well, this is how you do this. You click here, you click there, and blah blah blah, you're good." Well, no, I can't click there because there doesn't exist anymore, because they've completely
I hate
revamped the
that.
software.
Just go to there and click on where it says James Money. Well, there's no James
But
Money. What?
James Money's not there.
He's not there. He's not there. But you know what, Molly? More than the technical side, can you talk a little bit about just getting the courage to go on stage like the people James was talking about earlier, where you walk on stage? I mean, what was that barrier like?
Well, if you watch the do we have to talk about that? No. If you watch the very first stream that I that I went
Oh,
on, you will
oh,
see how awkward it was. Um, but luckily, so I actually did used to do stand up open mic. So I've been
oh,
on stage trying to make
oh,
people laugh.
okay. I didn't know that.
And then yeah, that was maybe, I don't know, a couple decades ago, a lifetime ago. And
Yeah.
then of course, and this I think was the major deal. I was a roller derby announcer for several years. And
Oh,
so talking live on the mic in front of a bunch of people is something that I had already gotten comfortable with.
okay.
Um, Now, it's a whole other thing when you're talking about something that is a shared experience with the sport that's happening in front of our own very eyes. And it's another thing entirely to just be sitting there talking to the weird eye, which is so awkward, the camera. And you don't have really anything to talk about because there's not a roller derby game in front of you. And so that was definitely super awkward. And when it's it's a chat show that I try to do, but if
Yeah.
there's nobody there to chat with,
Well,
you're just sitting there
well, look at here.
talking to
Here,
yourself.
Don Famuina says, one of the challenges. Look at your monitor there. It says is to be interesting in front of a camera with no audience, no
Right, exactly.
feedback.
Yeah, that is exactly it. And so ultimately you have to get and this has taken so long, and I'm still not there yet, but treating the camera like it's another person, being animated, it's something that just it takes practice, and you have to treat that silly camera like it's actually a person. And that
Yeah, I've done that
that
with
get yeah, it takes getting used to.
yeah, I've done that with my old podcast. Behind the camera is a wall and a picture of my daughter, and I would be talking
Oh,
to her,
Wow.
and because single dad raising the girl since she was a
Yeah.
baby, and talking to her whole life, and now that she's an adult, I have a picture of her, and I look at it, and I've been talking. I'm comfortable with talking to her, so a
Mm-hmm.
lot of my conversations is me telling my daughter while this camera is record or streaming my podcast.
I got to tell you, that is, so folks, if you're thinking about starting a podcast and you're uncomfortable, get a picture of James's daughter. I'm right.
sounds like that's
Well,
the key. That
That's
sounds
the
like how we
key.
do it.
I think we got a franchise going here.
James's daughter. That is what it's called.
Yep. But really, no, actually, but seriously, that's really brilliant, because I'm just sitting here looking at my light stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is
Yeah.
the hard part, and that is what I love about the chat. It gives you that conduit into that the people, the actual people, and that's why, Molly, when we go on television, and I'd love for you to be our Pacific Northwest correspondent, right? Whenever you can,
I would be
because
honored.
yeah. I want to bring the chat and the messages, like when Rick S does even just this with the Hubbut babies. I want to put that on television. You know?
The Habut babies.
Yes, that's so
Oh, you don't know
awesome.
the
That is so
Hubbut
awesome.
baby. Oh,
Yep.
James don't
Yeah,
know the Hubbut
we'll bring
baby.
our own language to the world. We're gonna
Right
create
here,
our
like
own subculture, our
watch me
own
make
language.
watch me make Molly the Hubbut baby. There she is. Oh, Molly, what you Hubbut? Because what? Oh. Oh, you get the
So
lip, eh,
habut.
girl? You get the lip. And
Yeah, I think we're gonna introduce the term habut to a larger audience. I know that I say it a lot here, and people don't know what the heck I'm talking about. They eventually figure out through context, but yeah, I think that we've got releasing the dolphins, habut baby. We're gonna
this
create all sorts of stuff. Yeah, exactly.
we get you this.
Oh, hair look good.
Oh, you look like the trick is not to bring your hand up to your face or your because you just there you go. Oh, hey, you want to be Don Famuina? Oh, there. Oh, look at that.
Oh, the hair's perfect.
The hair's perfect. Yeah,
So smooth.
but I tell you what, I'm so proud of you, Molly. You know how long, you know, you remember when we were talking about the inspirational? Come on, you can do it. Launch. We want to see the show. How many shows have you done so far?
160.
Wow.
Yep,
Someone
I
went
counted
invoke
the other night.
Don. Who did Don? Oh, Thomas the Turtle. Look here. Can you see his chat message?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Don. There we go. Oh, watch
Yep.
out. Darlene is going for the tiki. Ooh,
Ooh, wait, hold on. There we
Darlene.
go.
There's tiki. Yeah. But
Yeah, and there's a couple things though that I want to touch on when it comes to starting to stream.
yeah.
Because there's a lot of different ways you can go about doing this. And one of the ways you can go about doing this is going and buying all the equipment that you need and all the toys and all the this and all the that. And I absolutely did not do that. I am a miser. I'm a penny pincher. Every streaming service I use is free. And literally the webcam that I use is a webcam meant for like Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
It's like a $70 camera that was purchased for office work, not live streaming.
But you look good.
Mhm.
She looks
And
good.
Yeah, great.
yeah, it's not bad. And though, check this out. The first ring light that I had
Yeah.
was a
Wow.
clamp on
Oh, there you go.
ring light,
Yeah.
but this created too much of a glare.
Oh.
So my diffuser was a plastic grocery bag
Wow.
wrapped
you
around
put
the
it
ring
over
light.
that? Wow. Well, you know what? There you go.
Make it work.
Make it
Make
work.
it work. You don't have to buy the fanciest toys to get started. Now, you're going to look at, say, the first live stream that I did, the first several, and yeah, the lighting's wonky and things are weird and this, that, and your thing.
Yeah.
Fine, you can improve on that, but
Mhm.
don't wait for perfect
Right.
to
Look
start.
at Don. He says start with your iPhone, iRig lighting, and a USB mic.
Right. Exactly. You don't need to, because here's the deal. You might decide that it's not for you. This whole idea of going online seemed glamorous and fun.
Mhm.
And then suddenly you realize, actually, it's kind of work and it's kind of stressful and I don't have time for this. And maybe I'm
Oh.
not going to do it a lot. Well, you just spent $300 on a hobby that you no longer have.
Wow.
Right.
I don't do that. No, I'm going to, I'm going to buy the equipment when I know that I am invested in this process.
You're committed.
Have you ever said, what, maybe this isn't for me? or doubted yourself or any of that type of thing?
Yes. In fact, actually, just I would say maybe 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, I sent a very long email to a friend talking about how I was spinning and lack of focus, lack of inspiration, don't know what direction to do anything in. Should I get a co-host? Should I just yeah, yes, yeah, yeah. I actually just not that long ago
Listen,
had some
Molly,
very severe doubts.
take it from me. The last thing you want to do is get a co-host. No, I'm serious, because it just tells people how insecure you really are.
Hello, folks. I'm the last thing you want to do.
You get a co-host, everybody goes, Andy, I knew it from the beginning. He's just an insecure ball of flab.
Right, right.
No, you know what? I got to tell you, people have mentioned how much they enjoy James, enjoy you when you show up. Augie, Loretta. I mean, you mentioned it on your show the other day that all the people and how different their perspectives are what make it work.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And I think it's awesome. I mean, everybody who's been part of the Hamajan gang from the beginning, we know, Andy, that you can drive the bus by yourself. But it's really great to have that co-pilot, as it were. It brings a whole new dimension to the show. And yeah, every single person, James, you are not Augie. And I don't know if this offends Augie and you, but neither of y'all are Loretta. And so
Oh,
you're
wait
gonna
a minute. Hold on. I like be Loretta. Oh,
No, you
oh
cannot.
no. I feel humbled. No, I'm not
Mhm.
Loretta. Yeah.
Exactly. And so it brings a new flavor every day that there's a different person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I have to say, and this is just my I don't know, my bias, obviously. I do like the Daily Pigeon with James and Andy. I think that's a flavor combo I like the best.
Wow. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that because when we go to 5 days a week, I can't tell you how hard it was to find someone else who was unemployed who could do it with me.
Who could come sit here and drink the tea out of the Daily Pigeon?
I'm like, bruh, I'm not working. How about you? No, me, I'm not working either. Hey, let's start one show. Hey, JBCP13, long time no see, brother.
Oh wow, yeah, totally.
And speaking of that, here's Wolfpack Gaming right here. He helped me a lot when I first got to Twitch.
Oh, for
Gamer,
sure. Wolfpack
remember?
Gaming absolutely. I remember Wolfpack Gaming. And yes, oh my gosh. Wolfpack Gaming, the knowledge that they were sharing with you and me, because I was paying attention as well.
Yeah.
It's these little it's the community that brings, that really helps to support and takes each other to the next level. And Wolfpack was, completely helpful with navigating Twitch. Because Twitch, like James was saying, James was saying, Twitch is really, the domain of the younger generation, so to speak.
Wow.
And I can't tell you how many times I have been talking to a 30-year-old or whatever who's got kids. I don't have kids, but they've got kids. And I'll be like, hey, yeah, I've got this Twitch show. And all
The
of the older
kids.
people are like, do you mean Twitter? And I swear to God, every time I've had this question, the kids just look at their mom like, I have
Wow.
just disowned you. Because, Twitch and Twitter are two very different things. So I have to explain, no, Twitch. And so as far as the kids are concerned, I'm the coolest old lady on the block. I've got a Twitch stream.
and those same kids are like, Mom, Twitter? That's like so 2022.
Exactly. I mean, they're just horrified. If they had pearls, they'd be clutching them. Yeah.
Wow. Now, if someone came to you now, right, and said, I love what you're doing. You're all by yourself. You got the frugal thing going. You're in your house. I don't have a broken dishwasher, but could I start a show? Ooh, there's an esoteric reference.
Yeah, totally. James is like, I don't get that. But, James, one of the first things that I talked about on my show was my broken dishwasher. So,
And it was
um,
gripping.
yeah, it was actually a months long saga, which we
Well,
won't get into now, but it was a saga.
just one, I got to ask you one thing. Tell the people what the problem was and tell me this is an excellent internet show.
Okay, so the problem was I have a portable dishwasher, so you have to pull the hoses out and attach them to the faucet.
Yeah.
One day, I pulled the hose out and it just doink popped out of the back of the dishwasher thing. And it looked like something had chewed through it. And I kind of thought, oh, I think a rat chewed through it. A rat absolutely chewed through it. I thought I was just going to have to repair the hose. I thought I was just going to have to repair the cut, the chew through.
Yeah.
So I go and Andy he calls me up. Andy's like, do you need help figuring out the hose thing? And so
how to
he walked me
splice a
through it.
hose.
I went to the hardware store. I got everything that Andy told me to get of all different options. So I go and I take the dishwasher partially apart.
Yeah.
And I pull out the other part of the hose. And I realize that the entire hose, it wasn't just chewed through, whoop, it was chewed through all the way down. Like 2.5 feet of rubber hose had been chewed through.
Long ways.
Just sliced.
Yeah.
And so there was no fixing the hose at that
But anyway,
point.
it turned into a month-long saga about buying the
Absolutely.
hose and is the thing that chewed through it gone, and the cat dealing with just it was anyway. But
Yeah,
getting back
because
to
by the way, my house isn't infested with rats. My cat brought in a rat as a toy, and then the rat hid.
Yeah.
So it's not like my house. I don't have a rat house. I have a cat house.
Okay, so getting back to the original question then. If
Yeah.
someone said to you, "Hey, listen, I'm thinking about starting," what would your advice to them be? Aside
Well,
from be
actually,
frugal.
I have a friend who is thinking about starting his own stream, and ultimately, I tell him, use what you've got, and I have since learned that, of course, the way I did things was the hard way to go about doing it, because apparently, now maybe this didn't exist at the time, but apparently on Twitch,
Yeah.
on the app,
Yeah.
there's actually you can just go live on your phone. Boom, button. Set your phone up, go live. I didn't know that when I started. I don't know if that was possible when I started.
That's a thing?
But I've since figured it out. And so I basically told him, look, you can do this really simply. Get a phone stand, get a stand for your phone, and go live. And he actually did. He actually got some people watching his stream. He hasn't been doing it regularly, but basically he just jumped in feet first. And what I told him is what I tell everybody, which is just do it. Don't wait for perfection. If you've got an idea of what you want to stream it. Just do it.
But you know what? It's Think Media, which is one of the podcasts that I watch. Right in the beginning of their thing, they go, "You just gotta hit record." They have that one line that they say, and that just hit record, just go for it. Everybody, people who that's how bad. That's when you said, "Oh, don't go to that first show." Well, remember my first show? Oh my good. You know what? I'm gonna try to find that remember that evolution of the set thing. I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
try to
absolutely,
find that.
And speaking of set, okay, so I don't have my set up
Yeah.
right now. This is the house in all its glory. Normally you don't see
Yeah.
this. I thought I'd just keep my I thought I'd let you in on behind the scenes, but as far as my set, what I do actually,
Yeah.
I have a card table. I have a card table that I put behind me, and then I set up a canvas that I have scarves and stuff over.
Yeah.
Like that's my set. You know, literally use what you've got.
Use what you got. Well, I can't find that thing. Remember, and so people
You didn't
know.
even know you were live.
I hit the button and went, what, am I live? What, hello? And all of a sudden, and then we did 500 shows in a row from that day on.
Yep.
It was
More than 500
crazy.
actually, but 500 is
Crazy,
the big
yeah.
milestone, yeah.
Yeah. Look at this.
Yes, and if I
Rick
remember
says,
correctly,
don't
Auntie
wait for
Bagel was the
protection.
first
For
chatter.
perfection. Can you see
Yeah.
Rick's comment?
Don't wait, that's all my chat. That's exactly it though. But
Yeah.
that's it. But yeah, Auntie Bagel, I think, was your first commenter, and I was number 3 on
Number
your very
3.
first.
Yeah, Auntie Bagel was, but she was, well, remember she had a whole nother name.
It was like anti-artistic bagel or
Yeah,
something.
artistic anti-bagel of something or whatever. I
Right, yeah,
forget.
artistic. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
First time I saw it, I thought it said autistic. And I went, oh. And then I
Me
went,
too.
oh. Did you?
Yeah, I thought that too.
Have you ever had to deal with somebody who was just not the nicest person on your chat? I know.
Well,
People are helping you moderate now. You know.
yeah, there was one guy who I lost it on
I saw
once,
that show. Remember
and
when
I
you got all
can't
mad and
remember
you
what it was that
apologized
he
the next
did
day?
that just set me off.
Yeah.
But that was the only time really that I was just like, I am not taking any today, because most of the time, it really we have such you sir are who you're the garden in which this has grown, and
Wow.
your garden is so beautiful and pure. We don't really tolerate toxicity, but not only do we not tolerate it, we seem to almost have like an avert, like people know better when they see what the chat is about. They know better than to start acting up.
Well, if
There's
anyone,
really a lot of not a lot of trolling happens. Oh, famous last words, right? But you know, we really,
get ready,
I know,
pull.
but you know, no, there's not been a whole lot of people. And part of the reason though is when somebody does like just that is not okay. Rick is there with the sword of no mercy. Boom, you're
Yeah.
gone. You're gone. There's not even a chance to
Let's
get
take
toxic.
let's take a moment and talk about the importance of moderators.
Dude, that's about all I can say right there. Dude, it
Dude.
really is if you've just being on the moderate, like on Twitch, just being on the moderator screen alone, you've got so many options. And then if you're trying to run
Yeah.
the
Let
show
me stop you
itself,
for a second. Let me stop you for a second. Explain to those who may not know what a moderator is, because I had to ask Don Famuina, what's a mod? You know, or
oh,
it
right.
might have been OG Sumo Vibe, but I didn't know.
No, I think it was OG Sumo Vibe if I remember
Yeah.
the story correct. But yeah,
Yeah.
a moderator basically is the hall monitor. It's the room mom. It's the one who is watching the chat while you're busy doing your show, and they're the ones who are like, hey, like with Nani for you, she's like, hey, you missed something important, go read that guy's comment.
Yeah.
Or it's a case of that guy is, or that girl or whoever is not friendly, we're going to shut them up for a minute. We might outright ban them. We'll maybe give them a warning.
Look at
but
Rick.
exactly, it's like whack-a-mole but with a mod
Yeah.
sword. Exactly. And then another thing that a moderator does, and this is something that I don't understand. Well, okay, there's these things called Twitch bots, and so they're like bots, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Robo
Don,
jerks.
exactly, they're the gatekeepers. The mods are the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're these
bots are
bots.
robo jerks.
Yeah, well, but sometimes they don't do anything. They just sit there and lurk on your stream.
Oh.
And I don't know if they're like data collecting, or I don't know if somebody thinks that those bots help with analytics, or I don't know. I don't know what the bots are there for, but you can identify the bots because there's actually like a database of the usernames that are actually bots. And so a moderator, my mods oftentimes will go through the people who are on the stream and check to see if they are bots. And if they're bots, they just kick them out of the chat, because we don't know what the bots are doing. So
They're
I don't
botting.
know.
They're
You
botting.
know,
But you
and
know
so
what?
I don't
Again,
want them. I
but the
don't want them there. I
moderators,
don't want them listening.
but moderators, know how to deal with those. But again, the importance of it, and which my point to all of this is, there's just so much more than hitting a button and going, "Hi, everybody." We have the equipment, the mental capacity to do it, the moderators, right? The streaming things,
Yep.
And now, what made you want to go to two platforms?
Well, I noticed. Well, first off, it was okay. Couple different things. I have kind of I felt like I was sort of stagnating and not learning more stuff tech wise, and I felt like I should have. So it was just sort of personal goal of like, let's just see if I can conquer that. But also I noticed that there was one day I couldn't stream on Twitch. Oh, when Twitch banned me. Right. When I
What?
got the 3-day ban on Twitch, I couldn't stream on Twitch. And so I streamed on YouTube. And I noticed that a bunch of people that didn't normally catch the Twitch stream, for whatever reason, got notification about the YouTube stream. And
Aha.
so I figured I would might as well put your fishing line in two streams, try to get as many viewers as possible. And it's legal. Like Twitch allows you to double stream now.
Yeah.
So that was another reason why
Yeah.
I decided to do it.
Yeah, that's great. And I remember on your show you said, and I was proud because it didn't take me as long to figure that out as it did to start this show from scratch.
Exactly, because as I said at the beginning, starting the show, I didn't even know what I didn't know, so I didn't know what I needed to look up to learn what I needed to know.
Yeah.
At least now I've got, I wouldn't say a foundation, but maybe
Mhm.
like some scaffolding that I can build off of.
Oh. So where do you go from here?
That's a really good question, but my next goal is to figure out how to do what you are doing, like how to get a guest onto my chat.
Mhm.
That's the next goal.
Oh, no, wait, hold on. Avoid guests at all costs. You do.
I know they're a real pain in the arse, aren't
My
they?
goodness, they start talking and you're like, oh my God, I have a casserole in the oven and I just. Well, I'll tell you what, Molly, thank you so much for being here, and sharing, what you did, because again, you're our spinoff.
I am. I am both Laverne and Shirley.
There you go. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to be a guest here, but I'm super excited about what's happening with you guys and the cable opportunity. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to be along on this ride, even if I'm just on the sidelines or if I'm a part of it. So
And thank you so much, because on your last show you said, hey, listen, if this new 3 o'clock time frame, which is 5 in California, conflicts with me, I'll move my show. So
for sure. And that is going to happen. I haven't quite decided exactly what the time frame will be. I'm guessing now this is just guessing. I'll be doing it earlier on Wednesday than
Mhm.
so we don't conflict. But honestly, on Saturday when I run the movies for Satterbox at the cinema this Saturday, this will be part of our discussion. I want to see what the Satterbox crew what time might be good for them and
Okay.
adjust it accordingly.
Okay. And we're going to end here by playing that inspirational video we made specifically for you. I forgot what it was called.
I don't remember what it's called either, but I know that
It's in Salt Lake,
I
right?
get teary-eyed every time you play that video.
Well, let me see if I have it here. So Salt Lake.
I don't have my spreadsheet up, otherwise I would help you.
Yeah, you were very good at that here. Grain of Salt Lake. I think it's this one here. Okay, so thank you for being here. We're going to wrap it up after this. Thanks to all the people who subscribed and donated biddies and commented. There's Lono right there, and if you love Lono, you got to check out Molly's Statter. Chatter with Statter on Twitch, because Lono is prominently featured, and his music, of course, has helped all of us, right? So you want to do that. And let me see if I can play this here. I have to do it a little clunky, so we're saying good night or good afternoon or good morning, wherever you might happen to be from. We're going to play this video, and then we're going to wrap it up, okay? So thanks, Molly.
Thanks.
Hey, Carl in Arkansas, thank you for subscribing. Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to go from here to here, and then I'm going to put this video in here. And if the gods are with us, this will be Molly's inspirational song. Here we go.
You've tamed the voices in your head. You've put your courage to the test. Laid all your doubts to rest. Your mind is clearer than before. Your heart is full and wanting more. Your future's at the door. Give it all you got. No hesitating. You've been waiting all your life. This is your moment. This is your moment in time. This is your moment. This is your moment to shine, to shine, to shine. So shine on. And every time you hit the wall, remember you can have it all, even the mighty fall. It's closer than it's ever been, and now it's more than just a win. It's where your life begins, yeah. There's no holding back, no overthinking. You've been reaching all your life. This is your moment. This is your moment in time. This is your moment. This is your moment to shine, to shine, to shine. This is your moment. You got to give it all that you got. Don't hesitate and don't ever stop. You've spent a lifetime waiting for this day. This is your moment. Now's not the time for you to hold back. Don't overthink, it's time to react. The moment has come, don't let it slip away, away, away. It's closer than it's ever been, and now it's more than just a win. It's where your life begins.